In 1987, 16% of Americans were in favor of legalizing marijuana. Today, 55% of the country is saying yes to the drug, with Colorado and Washington passing legislation legalizing the recreational use of marijuana, and with multiple states moving ever closer to doing the same. It's no longer a question of if marijuana be legal, but when it will be legal everywhere.
I believe maybe as far as legally or for medical reasons, it's just going to get bigger.
Experts across the country believe a green tide is sweeping over the nation, fueled by a number of factors, but most of all, the attraction of profits. Billions of dollars in profits, says Kevin Wolf of Cowen Capital, an investment firm in Jersey City, New Jersey.
For 2014, they're projected to do $2.3 billion.
With that kind of money being pumped into the economy, state governments can start capitalizing by taxing, and they already have. Colorado expects to collect $184 million in taxes during the first 18 months of legalized marijuana. Where's that money going? The state's Joint Budget Committee wants to allocate more than half of that money to drug prevention and rehabilitation programs, including more than $45 million to youth marijuana prevention programs. To even today's college students, that's a good idea.
You could use them for anything from anti-drug programs in the schools to just general education so the population knows more about what is going on.
And legalized marijuana doesn't just mean taxation. It means regulation.
Any kid who wants to get marijuana can get it today. If we regulate it and we license the people who sell it, they will have an interest in not selling it to minors, just like alcohol.
Retired New York City police detective Joanne Norton says a combination of regulation and education of the health issues regarding drug use could in fact make for an improved and informed outlook on marijuana, and better yet, an improved and informed future for today's youth. Norton cited the American evolution on cigarette smoking.
In 1965, more than 42% of Americans smoked. Today, only 18%.
And it's another area where it's a self-induced evil that's going to be heavily taxed and regulated to produce government revenues.
Gerald Benjamin is Associate Vice President for Regional Research, Regional Education, and Outreach at SUNY New Paltz in upstate New York. He says it's only a matter of time before the idea of money-making and money-saving trumps the once highly ethical mindset surrounding marijuana.
It costs a lot to enforce anti-marijuana laws. There are a lot of other serious tasks before the national government and the Attorney General's office. And if the political benefit of changing course diminishes and the fiscal cost is sustained or increased, even a relatively conservative president might just kind of not advance federal practice in a supportive way, but maybe not reverse federal practice.
Is it happening that fast? Is the race to state legalization of marijuana happening so quickly that it's practically inevitable that the entire country will soon accept weed as a legal drug? Benjamin says present times have never been more promising for pot.
Barriers are coming down. The political advance work is being done in some places. The risks are being taken down for politicians, and the temptations are enormous.
As for today's students, they too see benefits.
From an economical standpoint, I feel like you'd be able to tax it, so it would be better for our country economically.
I think that it's a huge double standard in society that marijuana is illegal where we have other things like alcohol and cigarettes to be legal. I think that it's doing a lot more harm than good to have people being punished for this when clearly it's their own right to choose. Still, some see the drawbacks.
My fear is that if marijuana is legalized, that people would find themselves going to those extremes where they overdose, and we'll find our culture having to deal with those issues once again.
But Norton will tell you that addiction isn't the main problem.
If you have a drug addiction, you can recover. But if you have a conviction, a criminal conviction, especially a felony conviction, that's it, forever.
Could education and regulation be the answer for potential addictions? Will marijuana users cope with the high tax on their product? How will police respond to a potential lift of possession laws? And what about kids? How will you educate your children about the risks of marijuana use? All these questions are as provocative as the drug itself. But make no mistake, it's getting closer to being legal and very present in our everyday lives. And according to Gerald Benjamin, that may not be a bad thing.
So we have a classic example. I think it was George Cardozo who said that. I might be attributing it. But laboratories of democracy. So we have places trying it. We're going to see what happens in those places. And if the negatives aren't manifest and the benefits to government are evident and social society is not disrupted or in unexpected or negative ways, then I would say that it's been proved that it shouldn't be banned.